and then just seeing how strict these parents were and stuff, and when he gets in trouble and like they get a wellness check.
Now I don't even mind you saying we hard on these kids. You know why? Because we are. That's our job, to keep them off these streets.
Drive-by movies, you're watching
Fresh releases.
My name's Blaze.
And my name is James.
And this week we're talking about the brand new film to HBO Max and theaters, King Richard.
You gonna show them how dangerous you are? Venus and Serena gonna shake up this world.
King Richard stars Will Smith as the title character. It's about a look at how tennis superstars Venus and Serena Williams became who they are after the coaching from their father, Richard Williams. This is a movie that I feel like is definitely supposed to go for the Oscar contention as it's like getting started. We're now in the month of November, gearing up for it and stuff. And so like, of course, like, you know, every studio throws out the big guns at this time of year and stuff. What's this movie going for? I'd say like it's definitely going for the best actor performance, as well as like maybe best screenplay as well too. It's definitely a story I was unaware of. I think everyone for the most part does know the Williams sisters and stuff. I grew up as a kid I mean I know tennis, I know about it, but I'm not like a tennis watcher per se. But as a kid, I always knew like Serena and Venus Williams are the absolute best and stuff. They are the superstars, and I always enjoyed like the idea of two sisters like, you know, playing against each other, and we got to see that in this movie. Blaze, what do you think?
Yeah, I enjoyed this movie. I wouldn't say that it's the most enjoyable watch, but I think overall the film as a whole is like a really great piece. I think it was like a surprise to come onto HBO Max. I feel like I'd only heard about this movie recently, and being that's in theaters, I definitely agree with you that they're trying to make a play for screenplay, because this was on the blacklist, I think in 2018.
Oh, really?
But yeah, this was recently on the the blacklist is essentially a bunch of screenplays that haven't been produced yet, but are all like spec scripts. So I'm assuming Will Smith picked this up with his production company to kind of create it and obviously play the main role, because funny enough, Will Smith actually donated his salary to I think all the actors in this film as like a bonus essentially. So I don't know if he just did the movie for free or it's really like I guess for him. I know they had shot it recently, so I'm not sure, but I think that is kind of an interesting. I guess he just doesn't really need the money, honestly.
Right, yeah. I'm sure he's still getting tons of royalties, and I know he's big on social media as well too. But no, that's a great thing to hear and stuff. I'm glad to hear that like Will Smith is still like trying to be a nice dude in Hollywood and everything, especially because a lot of the actors within this movie too, I'm not familiar with those, mainly with the child actors, of course. But the child actors are definitely the ones who like steal the show in this movie for me. Of course, like, you know, Will Smith is the title character. He's the one who's going to get the most recognition. He's fantastic in it. But I was most like, you know, interested in the character of Venus Williams and stuff. Like I always remember Serena Williams being the one who like has the most like titles and stuff, but I liked the movie focusing on her because she's, you know, the one that's like, you know, the star at first and stuff. Like it's her moment to shine within this movie and, you know, take this family into like, you know, get them out of Compton and move to Florida, I believe it is, that they go into the middle of the movie and stuff. And I wasn't familiar with like, you know, how so much goes into tennis at such a young age too. Like I didn't realize like all pros had to start as kids and like, you know, work their way up from there and play professional athletes at such a young age too. Like just that was insane to watch this those moments within this movie, and they're very inspiring and fun and like, you know, keep you like interested in stuff. Like I said, I'm not really a tennis fan. I think that's what's important with sports movies, making it like easy to digest for all fans who might not be familiar with the sports. And that's what I always liked about baseball movies. You might not be into baseball, but usually those movies are still pretty digestible.
Yeah, I definitely feel like this movie did try and like appeal to everyone. But one of the things I loved the most about this film was that kind of relationship between John Bernthal's character and Will Smith's character, where they just kind of like both want the same thing, but they're kind of basically always butting heads and always like fighting. Like essentially John Bernthal's her coach that they hire, and he's going to be the one that's going to like elevate her to greatness. But some of his past prodigies essentially haven't always, it didn't always pan out, you know? So it's fun to see like Will Smith's character is just such a hard ass throughout the entire movie. He's honestly a bummer throughout a majority of it, and really upsets you, honestly, the way he acts through the majority of the film, which it's his great performance, but at the same time his character is really not likable. But I guess that's just the character that King Richard was, essentially. But yeah, it's just like fun to see like moment where he like takes them all to Disney World because he doesn't want them to get burned out through tennis, and like says, oh, we're not going to do this like tournament. Like the coach John Bernthal's like, no, like we have to do this tournament, this is literally what we've been gearing up for. So it's just funny to see those like little moments, and it was really entertaining.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, I love those moments and stuff. John Bernthal's an actor who, like, we see him in so many things and stuff, and he's always just like little side characters. I'm surprised he wasn't in Dune, because it feels like he's in a lot of Denis Villeneuve projects normally and stuff. Or actually, no, I guess that would be I know he was in Sicario, but I'm thinking more of the writer of the Sicario, and I forget that director's name, but I remember he was also in that recent Fire movie that we watched with Angelina Jolie earlier this year. But we just saw him in Many Saints in Newark, that's what it was, and then this as well too. And like, it's funny to see him like as a comedic actor like be kind of a hard ass on the Williams sisters, but like is still a nice fun coach and wants what's best for them, but just doesn't see the same way see the way that Richard sees it and stuff. And it does get frustrating at times too, just because I wasn't aware of like the history of it and stuff, and just seeing like, yo, why won't you let them start? They want it and stuff, and it's frustrating. But like, seeing his logic, I totally get that too, because I remember as a kid, like, I always loved sports. I dreamed of being a professional player, but I got burnt out on just being like, like kind of just like overcoached and stuff. Like, it's not for me. I probably wouldn't have made it into the leagues anyways, but just like, I get that logic and stuff. And that's cool to see that he's like, no, we're taking this very seriously. This is going to be your future career, but have fun right now. You can do it. It'll be there when you're an adult and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. It reminded me slightly of like, more dramatic representation of this film that was like one of the first Netflix originals called The Short Game. I don't know if you ever watched it.
Not familiar with it, but who is in it?
Essentially, it's about young child golfers that all like have the aspirations of becoming professional golfers when they grow up, but they're just entering this tournament as young children, and they follow all the different golfers and all their basically all their backstories. And one of them is this father who really looks up to Tiger Woods, and he wants his daughter to become like the next Tiger Woods, essentially.
Yeah.
Obviously the female version. But I swear I looked at, take this with a grain of salt, but I think I did look it up recently, and I think she had basically got burned out and quit golfing. But throughout the course of the film, he is just such a hard ass at times, like getting pissed if she misses anything. And it's funny because Richard is kind of that same way in this movie, but he at the same time knows when to take the gas off and put his foot on the brake. So I think that everything, like, one thing I was thinking about while watching this movie is just like, in hindsight, obviously everything worked, but it's like throughout the course of it, there's times where he's so hard on them that you're just like, dude, if this doesn't work out and this just blows up in your face and they don't like becoming, professional tennis players, and they quit and they throw in the towel, they want to find something else and pursue something else in life, like, you're just gonna look like a huge dick.
Yeah. Absolutely, and stuff too. And I think that's the way he felt. Like, I like when she first enters the pro like little league and stuff of girls, and then just seeing how strict these parents were and stuff. And when he gets in trouble and like they get a wellness check called from their neighbor and stuff, he's like, yo, like, I'm not the abusive one. The abusive ones are these families who are like being very hard on their daughters for like losing and stuff too. And everything. Like, at the end of the day, he just kept saying like, hey, have fun, take it easy, chill and stuff. And like, yeah, those are great moments, despite like, how like, hard he trained them for a while and stuff, but it still came down to, it's just a game and stuff. You're really good at it, but it's still just a game. And that's what I think a lot of people need to like, remember and stuff too. Like, a lot of people work so hard to be like, a filmmaker and stuff too, and then like ends up resenting that and stuff. But like, keep in mind, like, it's still, you're just supposed to have fun doing and stuff too. It's a simple message, but loved seeing it come a long way. Could have cut it down by like 20 minutes or so, but yeah. Within this movie.
Easily. I think we can say that about pretty much every movie that's come out this year, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't mean for us to review 2 hours and 20 minutes every freaking week, but it seems to be the case and stuff. Yeah.
And most of them don't really need the runtime. But anyways, just pad that runtime, guys. Just pad it. But yeah, I have to say I really agree with you there. I enjoyed this film a lot. I think it's a great watch. I don't know really what the award season is shaping up to be. Honestly, it's really off my radar. But I think this is probably one of the first movies, unless some of the movies that we like shit talk this summer make it there somehow. I think this is probably one of the first that I could see, you know, making plays, especially a lot of the performances in this film just seem so metamorphic. And it's funny because they even show, you know, real footage of these people and like in old, you know, VHS footage of them at the time of like when this movie took place. And they really like metamorphosized into those characters. It's just great performances all around from pretty much everyone. So hopefully those get some nods because I really enjoyed that about this movie.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Will Smith change his voice so much for a character and stuff too. But yeah, kudos to that too. Like I don't like, it's one of those movies where it's definitely like an Oscar bait movie, but I don't see it really winning like or sweeping too many Oscars. Might win one maybe or so, but like, you know, it's definitely a movie that I think we'll hear come the Oscar time. But let us know what you guys thought about it. Check it out on HBO Max. You can also see it in theaters and come back here letting us know what you thought about it. Let's have a conversation about it.
And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and click that notification bell to get all of our latest updates.
And if you can't get enough of us here on YouTube, be sure to check out all our other social media links in our description box below. We got Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Catch all those links, like I said, down below. Anyways, guys, that'll conclude this week's episode. Tune in next week for brand new, fresh releases.